I will now call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Texas Southmost College District. Trustees present, Mr. Ruben Herrera, Dr. Tony Zavaleta, Ms. Alejandra Aldrete, Ms. Delia Sainz, Mr. J.J. De Leon, and Ms. Eva Alejandro. Also present, our President, Dr. Jesus Roberto Rodriguez. And I'll call on Dr. Zavaleta for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Zavaleta.
Thank you.
Public comment? None?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. President's report. Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Board of Trustees. I would like to begin by informing you about our spring 2021 enrollment. As of today, we have a total of 1,923 on-campus students enrolled for the spring 2021 semester. Registration began on October 15. I would like to announce that we also have a new Director of Foundation and Community Outreach, Mr. David Tomlinson. Mr. Tomlinson comes to us from the Cameron County Juvenile Justice Department, where he served as the Deputy Director for the past 10 years. He is also an alderman of the town of Rancho Viejo and the board president of the Texas Juvenile Detention Association. At the Cameron County Juvenile Justice Department, Mr. Tomlinson also served as a liaison with the Cameron County District Attorney's Office, community organizations, and local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. Prior to his position at the Cameron County Juvenile Justice Department, Mr. Tomlinson worked as a facility administrator and an operations manager of the Darrell B. Hester Juvenile Detention Center. Mr. Tomlinson is very active in the community, serving as an executive board member for Mr. Amigo Association, which helps advance and promotes relationships between the United States and Mexico. In addition, he served as board president of the Moody Clinic for 2 years and was a campaign volunteer for the United Way of Southern Cameron County for 10 years. In addition, Mr. Tomlinson has been active in higher education. He is currently serving as an adjunct professor at Sam Houston State University, teaching online courses for the last 4 years. Mr. Tomlinson received his master's degree in criminal justice leadership and management from Sam Houston State University, go Cats, and his undergraduate degree in political science from St. Mary's University. He is married and has one daughter who is currently a senior at St. Mary's University. Mr. Tomlinson enjoys playing golf, barbecuing, spending time with family and friends, and traveling. His official first day was November 16th. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Tomlinson to the TSC family.
Welcome, Mr. Tomlinson. It's good to have you aboard.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Would you like to say a few words, sir?
Sure. I appreciate that, President Rodriguez, Madam Chair, Board of Trustees, President Rodriguez, and other guests. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to serve as your Director of Foundation and Community Outreach. Although I'm only on my 4th day of employment, I can tell you that I've been met with nothing but great leadership and warm welcomes to this great TSC family. I'm really hoping to be an agent of change for the foundation, and also wherever else the board, you yourself, President Rodriguez, or administration feels that I may be useful to the college, I'm here to serve you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to announce that we have a new interim executive director of human resources, and that is Dr. Eugene Connors. Dr. Connors is no stranger to TSC since he has worked as a consultant for us. He has a rich background, including serving as an inner city high school teacher, school administrator, and assistant superintendent. Dr. Connors received his PhD from the University of Florida and became a well-published and respected professor of educational administration. He has served in numerous positions in higher education, including vice president. He also has worked for huge multinational corporations, including M.W. Kellogg. Earlier in his career and in his spare time, Dr. Connors flew jets, jumped out of airplanes, and became a champion spear fisherman.
Wow.
Dr. Connors is married, has 3 daughters and 7 grandchildren. He's a master craftsman of fine furniture. His official first day was November 1st. Again, please join me in welcoming Dr. Connors to the TSC family.
Welcome, Dr. Connors.
Thank you very much.
Would you like to say a few words, Dr. Connors?
I appreciate the opportunity to work at the college. I enjoy coming to Brownsville, and I just hope that I can help out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Regarding our industrial installation class and graduation, I'm happy to report that TSC Workforce Training and Continuing Education graduated its first industrial installation class on November 6th at the iTech Center. 9 students participated in the first industrial installation class, and all 9 were offered employment by Brand Safeway, our industry partner, who also has hired all of our industrial scaffolding students. Our next industrial installation class is gearing up to start on November 30th. Furthermore, I'm pleased to announce that on October 26th, we kicked off the first forensics macro photography class in the nation, by the way, the only one in the nation, with agents from the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol Missing Migrant Unit. This group uses techniques when attempting to reunify migrant families. The course is taught by Thomas Kimberly, a retired military, U.S. Border Patrol agent, and an FBI Task Force officer. The class focuses on using cutting-edge technology to identify human remains. Students enroll in the forensic macro photography course are trained in areas such as basic to advanced photography, photography lighting, post-mortem cleaning, and photography techniques and post-mortem documentation process. The second cohort began on November 16 and ends tomorrow, Friday. Regarding our child care center, Raul J. Guerra Early Childhood, we participated in our community's Red Ribbon Week celebration during the week of October 26th through October 30th. The theme was, "Our little scorpions are smart, brave, amazing, and strong." The center staff felt that this year, more than ever, the children needed a time to celebrate their youth in an environment that is safe and conducive to learning, and selected this particular week that promotes awareness and advocacy for healthy children. The families and staff had the opportunity to express their creativity in a fun, safe manner, and the children wore different attire and had an activity promoting a theme each day. The week concluded with a superhero nature stroll through our beautiful campus along the Paseo and the Gorgas Hall. TSC held a trick-or-treat drive for our students, faculty, staff, their families, as well as was open to our community on October 30th at the Oliveira Student Service parking lot. During the trick-or-treat drive-thru, we gave away hundreds of TSC swag and treats to TSC students, faculty, staff, their family, and our communities. It was a great turnout with several students and families showing off their Halloween costumes and decorated their vehicles. For the first time, we will be offering and we have launched our December mini-semester this fall. The mini-semester is a 4-week semester that is scheduled after the fall 2020 semester and before the spring 2021 semester. Classes are offered remotely with a variety of general education courses to choose from. Courses are being offered from December 14 through January 18. Students can choose from the following courses: Biology 2, Introduction to Criminal Justice, Composition 2, U.S. History 2, Elementary Statistical Methods, and General Psychology. Students can take advantage of getting ahead of some required courses by taking these mini semesters, and we can also target our reverse transfers when students come in from the university, aren't staying here at home. So we're trying to target our larger population as well, and they can use their financial aid to do so. As of today, November 19th, we have approximately 62 students enrolled for the mini semester courses. Now, although we continue to fight the pandemic, and that has posed a lot of limits to the communities and activities that we do, we continue to be engaged and active with our community activities while observing CDC guidelines and social distancing protocols. So at this time, if you can just please sit back and enjoy last month's activities that we've done. Please roll the video.
We're having technical difficulties over here. For some reason, I had it all set up and it didn't
It didn't go.
download.
No pressure.
No pressure, right?
We're waiting.
It looks like it's not gonna be a go, Dr. Rodriguez. I'll have to download it again. Maybe if we can show it after the break.
Okay,
If you don't
Okay,
mind.
that works.
that'll be great. All right, thank you.
Thank
So
you,
again,
sir.
I just want to continue to thank our Board of Trustees for the continuing support as we move forward with our spring enrollments, putting proper closure to our fall semester, and getting ready for our graduation, and the continued support to our faculty and staff. And with that, that concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Item,
Furthermore, thank
Okay.
you. Our trustee, Art Rendon, requested not to do a resolution for him. He wanted to share a letter with the trustees. I'll take this moment to read it to the trustees. Dear fellow Board of Trustees, I have completed my term as a TSC trustee. It has been an honor for me to have served the college district students and staff during this past 6 years. To the TSC family, please accept my deepest gratitude for the for the courtesies extended to me while I served on the board. Serving in public office is neither easy nor necessarily comforting. It is about giving your time, energy, and heart for causes that sometimes go unnoticed. But in return, it is gratifying knowing that the community is better off because of your service. I leave with many personal memories of my service to TSC and will miss my colleagues, workshops, board meetings, and especially the black coffee that aided me in staying alert as we focus on agenda items and a multitude of various documents. 6 years ago, my wife Nora and I were enjoying the freedom of an empty nest when the grandchildren began to arrive. We now have 4, with a new one expected next month. And I need more than black coffee to stay up with them. I will continue to follow TSC News, and Nora and I will become members of the TSC Alumni Organization. I wish the Board of Trustees, Dr. Rodriguez, and his staff nothing but success as you continue your journey in making TSC the best community college in Texas. Respectfully, Art Clinton.
thank you. Well, thank you, Mr. Arrendon, for serving. I had an opportunity to serve with you for 6 years, and it was trying times. We didn't always agree, but we always respected each other. And I want to thank Mr. Rendon for always being part of the team. I appreciate his service. And with that, we go to, tonight we are swearing in Ms. Delia Saenz to the Board of Trustees of the Texas Southmost College District, Place 4. Delia Saenz has served as a member of the TSC Board since August 1st, 2019. Mrs. Saenz was born and raised in Brownsville, Texas, and graduated from Brownsville High School after receiving her Associates of Arts from TSC. She transferred to Texas A&I University, where she earned a bachelor's in science in education. In 1973, Mrs. Saenz began her professional career as a teacher at the elementary level. She taught 2nd through 5th grades in the bilingual education program, and later taught reading classes to struggling students. Her career in education spanned 30 years before retiring. Mrs. Saenz is a dedicated wife of 45 years, mother of 2 sons, daughter, and grandmother. In addition, she volunteers at Friends of the Library, a nonprofit charitable group formed to support Brownsville Public Library. She's also an active member of the Lord of Divine Mercy Church and serves as a member of the counting team in an extraordinary Eucharist minister. A lector, and previously served on the building committee. Mrs. Saenz is also a member of the Catholic Daughters of America and serves as chairwoman of the Circle of Love Committee. Prior to attending the Lord of Divine Mercy, she was a member of the board of Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church. At this time, I would ask Ms. Delia Sines to come forward with Honorable DA Luis V. Sines, who will administer the oath.
First of all, good afternoon, Madam Chairperson, members of the board, and first of all, congratulations to Alejandra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alejandra on your election and Alejandra on your election.
Thank you.
Was very successful, and secondly, my apologies, Giselle and I for not being here on Monday, while at the office, I'm the boss. At home, I'm just a chauffeur. Back on that night that we couldn't be here, Shannon was here tomorrow. So our apologies for having to go to this today instead of Monday. So having said that, let me just say a few words directly to you. First of all, it is quite an honor to do this.
There you go.
Actually, I don't think I need it.
No, she'll need it for, she's gonna say her the oath.
Okay, all right. So first of all, I think it's an honor. I take it as an honor to be able to swear you in. And you're going to take an oath as a public servant. And we say that a lot, public servant, that at some point the true meaning of those two words kind of get lost. So I'd like to just take a moment and reflect on what it is when you take an oath as a public servant. First of all, the word public. The word public connotes the community, the people, the citizens. For example, this building belongs to the people, belongs to the community. The dedicated professional staff that is here, even though you work with them, even though you advise them, they're not here for you. They are here for the institution, and they're here for the students. And most importantly, the position that you're about to take of a trustee, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the people. And on November 3rd, 47,000 people said, I trust Delia Sines to represent me. I trust Delia Sines to act for me. So you've got to be true to that. And if you sway from that, and if you lose your way from that, just like they hired you, they can fire you. Okay? So that's being public. The servant part means that you work for the people, that you speak for them, that you represent them, so that every decision you make, little one or big one, from now on, from this moment, is a decision that should be grounded on what is best for the students, what's in their best interest, what is best for the community, what is the best interest of the community, and what is best for TSC. That's what you look at. Not what is best for me, Delia, personally, not what is good for me, Delia, politically. No, that's not what you're here for. You're here as a servant. I have all the confidence and the faith that you will do fine. But I want you to let these words ring in your head every day, today, tomorrow, and every day forward, as you strive to do the right thing. Okay? And believe me, I can tell you, doing the right thing, sometimes it's not popular. I know that. But you have to do the right thing. And doing the right thing means to do it not just when people are watching, because that's easy, but to do the right thing when nobody's watching. That, my beautiful wife, is integrity. So God bless you. God bless the members of the board, and God bless TSC. Okay, so you're going to repeat after me, which is usually I repeat after you, but now I've got you. So it's a statement of elected official officer, I, Delia Sines,
I, Delia Sines,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I have not directly or indirectly
that I have not directly or indirectly
paid, offered, promised to pay,
paid, offered, promised to pay,
contributed,
contributed,
or promised to contribute
or promised to contribute
any money or thing of value,
any money or thing of value,
or promised any public office
or promised any public office
or employment
or employment
for the giving
for the giving
or withholding
or withholding
of a vote
of a vote
at the election
at the election
at which I was elected.
at which I was elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So that's the statement of elected officer. Now we go to the actual oath of office. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, oath of office, I, Delia Sines,
I, Delia Sines,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
of Texas Southmost College District,
of Texas Southmost College District,
Place 4
Place 4
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
protect, and
the
defend
Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Good evening, TSC board members and Dr. Rodriguez. I'd like to begin by thanking my fellow dedicated trustees for your patience and your support as I've grown into this position. For that, I will always be grateful. To Dr. Rodriguez and his office staff, thank you for always being so attentive to our needs. Recognition and congratulations are in order for Dr. Rodriguez, the executive cabinet, professors, staff, and all personnel for their hard work and commitment to our community college this past year. Starting in October of 2019, as you prepared for the very important SAC-COC visit, which ultimately resulted in the 10-year accreditation for our college. Then, with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, all TSC employees worked long and hard hours to ensure the success of all TSC students. These were challenging times, but TSC rose to the occasion. I'm proud to be a trustee of the best community college in all of Texas. In closing, to the voters, I pledge to be a good steward of the taxpayers' money and to keep taxes at the lowest rate possible. To the students, I pledge to always ensure you have access to affordable and high-quality education. I look forward to working alongside each and every one of our TSC board members for the betterment of our beloved TSC. Great things are happening at TSC, and I'm humbled and proud to be a part of it. Thank you, gracias, and God bless us all. Is the video on?
I think so.
If the video's working, we'll watch the video and then we'll go into the reception.
Myself and my team are here to develop a new installation training program that's been much needed in the industry. There's nothing out there like it. As we adapt and our needs in the workforce change, then we have the ability to adapt the programs that you're providing to make sure they're always current, always relevant, and always exactly what we and our industry needs.
This is what we do. On a daily basis, I'm exposed to these. We have crews doing it every day. So I was invited here to develop this curriculum with the perspective of the field.
Our drive to innovate and TSC's commitment to always provide us what we need from a training perspective is perfect partnership.
I mean, this is an awesome facility. You guys got just about everything we can think of, not only from the space, but the equipment, the tools, everything that is needed to make an experience as close to what they're gonna do on the field. What took me 30 years, may take these guys 5-6 years to be there.
This facility and the equipment that's available in this facility gives your students the ability to see exactly what they're going to face in the field and help them to better understand their intent, their purpose when they show up for work.
Brand Safeways' goal is to do 100% job placement to every graduate, just like we did in the scaffolding program.
I feel very well prepared. Even though it was 2 weeks, they have given us so much information, basically, that I know what to expect when I go to the job site.
No community college or university anywhere in the country has a forensic macro photography program. We will be able to help law enforcement agencies in every state of this nation do their job more effectively in identifying the remains of individuals using technology to its utmost.
It is always so much fun to watch these videos, always, because there's so much happening that we cannot be involved in everything, but it's nice to see it. With that, I'm going to go to item number 6, which is a recess to go have the reception at the lobby in accordance to CDC guides. And we stand recessed. The board will now reconvene in the Performing Arts Center auditorium. I will now reconvene the meeting. Item number 8, consideration and possible action on the minutes of the following meetings. Approval of the minutes of regular meeting of October 22nd, 2020. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of October 22, 2020.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Sáenz, second by
Alejandro.
Ms. Alejandro.
Second.
Second by who?
Alejandro. Alejandra.
I know.
Okay, second by one of the Alejandra.
Alejandro. It's gonna have to be.
Any discussion? Yeah. Any discussion? No? Okay, I'll take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Academic Committee?
Yes, ma'am, that's me.
Okay.
The Academic Committee met on Wednesday, November 11th, 2020. Present were Madam Chair, Ms. Alejandro, President Rodriguez, myself, members of the TSC administration, and legal counsel. We considered one item, 9A, Consideration and possible action on an amended clinical affiliation agreement between Valley Baptist Medical Center and Texas Southmost College for the associate degree in nursing, diagnostic medical sonography, emergency medical science, licensed vocational nursing, medical laboratory technology, nurse assistant, radiologic technology, and respiratory care programs. I move that this item be approved. I don't know if we have Joanna, there she is. Will you go over this for the board, Joanna?
Certainly. Thank you, Dr. Zavaleta.
Your audio on.
Dr. Zavaleta?
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Chair, Board of Trustee members, President Rodriguez, Dr. Pierce and I are here to present this item for you. As you are aware, the affiliation agreement with the Valley Baptist Medical Center was last signed in August of 2018 and then amended again in July of 2019 to include our certified nursing assistant program. So this is simply an amended version to include revisions to Section 1G, which covers training, and also Section 7D, which covers privacy of information, mainly HIPAA.
I second to move.
Okay, I had a motion by Dr. Zavaleta, second.
Yes, I made the motion.
Second by Mr. De Leon. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 10, Finance Committee. Mr. Ruben Herrera, would you please present the report?
The Budget Committee met on Thursday, November the 12th. Present were Dr. Zavaleta, myself, and President Rodriguez, members of TSC administration, and college legal counsel. The committee discussed the following items. Monthly financial statement report for the month ending September 30th, 2020. I will call on Dr. Figueroa and Carlos Pesero to present the item before the board and to the public.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Mr. Herrera, members of the board, President Rodriguez. Before you, you have the financial statement report for the month of September 2020. In this first page, we start always with our education and general fund, and we start with the revenue. The revenue collected by the college during the month of September was $7,093,088. We continue into page 2, and those are the expenses that we have for the educational and general fund. This is our main fund. And the subtotal for our salary and wages during the month of September in educational and general were a total of $207,952. We also have next in the middle of page 2, the benefits that accompany to those salaries. In that subtotal for September, it was $368,754. At the bottom of page 2, we start with the maintenance and operation expenses for the educational and general fund, and they're broken down by object code, each one of the line items. They continue into page 3. And on page 4, towards the bottom part, we have the subtotal for maintenance and operation. It was in the month of September, $1,177,152. We then had no travel expenses during the month of September. And on general institution expenses, they're also broken by object code. For during the month of September, we start at the bottom of page 4, continuing into page 5. The subtotal for September was $111,015. We also had scholarship expense. These are scholarships that come from the foundation of $24,889. The total subtotal of expenses for the month of September in the educational and general fund, it's a total of $2,889,761. The next fund that we have on page 6 of the financial statements is the auxiliary fund. During the month of September, the revenues received for auxiliary were a total of $584,507. The salaries for the month of September in auxiliary, $65,404. And the benefits for those salaries towards the bottom of page 6 is $21,660. On page 7, we continue with the maintenance and operation expenses for the auxiliary fund, and they're broken down by object code. The subtotal is towards the bottom of page 7, and it was a total of $5,332. These are maintenance and operation expenses for auxiliary. And the total expenses for the month of September in auxiliary, you have them on page 8, which was a total of $92,396. Next page, which is page 9, we have the general obligation and revenue bond funds. This is where we receive the revenue or the portion of the tax revenue that allows us to pay for our obligations. And in the month of September, we received $40,566. There's no expenses in this fund. We only have expenses twice a year, which is when we have to pay our obligations. The next report is the health benefits of our employees for the general and auxiliary fund, and they're broken down to give us a subtotal for a general fund of $190.65, and these are the different benefits that we pay out. And for auxiliary, the benefits were $12,466. Next, we present the debt obligations that we have on our different bond series, and these don't change. The schedule is set, and it has each one of our different bond liabilities, starting with the limited tax refunding bonds of 2014A, maintenance tax refund bonds of 2014B, 2015 limited tax refund bonds, 2017 limited tax refund bonds, the 2017 maintenance tax refund bonds, the 2017 refund bonds, and the 2017 rec center bonds. These are all the debt obligations. We did not present a fund balance. That did not change. We will have that as soon as our auditors that are currently doing our financials in the yearly audit, they will come and present it, whether it's in the January timeframe for the board meeting. And that's when they will add any of the additional funds that increase that fund balance. Since then, the only decrease has been what got approved by the board last board meeting, which was the funds that were allocated for the security in the swipe cards. Are there any questions for me?
Any questions? Nope. No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next item is 10B, update on grants awarded to Texas Southmost College for the month of October 2020. Dr. Fuentes and Dr. Figueroa.
Good afternoon again. If I might, I'll be presenting this item as well. During the month of October, we received 3 grant awards that we want to report to the board. I'm sorry, 2 grant awards to report to the board. And one is the Nursing Innovation Grant. This is $75,000 that the college got awarded to buy additional equipment for our nursing program. We also received, and this is a grant that we already have, which is the Century 21. It helps fund 10 different after-school programs with VISD. The original grant was received for 3 years, which was $1.5 million each, a total of $4.5 million. Thanks to the wonderful job that Dr. Fuentes and her team have done with this grant, the agency awarded us an additional $3 million. So the total of this award is now $7.5 million over 5 years. So this increases 2 additional years of this 21st century program with BISD.
So what was the total for the year?
For each year is $1.5 million. since it's a 5-year grant now, originally was 3, so now it's $7.5 million.
Very nice.
5 years. And this concludes my report. Are there any questions for me at this time?
Madam Chair, I just have a comment, I guess. Could we get maybe at next board meeting, some kind of a report or something on this particular program?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'll relay that message.
Just a synopsis of what has happened and you know, where we're going, if any plans, future plans.
Absolutely. This will
Thank
be
you.
year 3, and I'll have that report presented for you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, but it doesn't have to wait till the next meeting. You can email it to us.
Okay.
Would that be okay, Ms. Alejandra?
Yeah, I just want a synopsis.
Okay. Yeah, Ms. Readaway. Oh, is Mr. Herrera still?
The Facilities Committee met on Thursday, November 12th. Present were Ms. Delia Saenz, President Rodriguez, myself, and members of the TSC administration and College Legal Counsel. The facilities project updates. I'll call on Mr. Ariel de la Fuente and Dr. Figueroa.
Good afternoon again. This month, we'll be providing the updates on the different major projects that we have in the college. As you might remember, we had the inauguration of the welding labs. And one of the pending pieces that we did not have when we presented the welding labs was the installation of the 3-screen in the criminal justice area. This is a simulation screen that is now installed and ready for use. As you might recall, you also approved in August the RFP to fix the auto mechanic program's floors. This is the before picture. And this is what they look now.
Whoa.
This project has been completed. This is the auto mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the auto body program. Both floors have been refinished. This allows the program to get the needed licensure that they're seeking, as well as the floor before post a slipping hazard. So it's now been fixed.
Nice.
The roofing renovation is still underway. We have completed 100% the bookstore, Calvary, Garza Gym, Guerra Child Care Center, Cortez Hall, Music Building, Jacob Brown, and Set B. Those are 100% completed. The only one roof that they're still working on is the Oliveira, and they're set to be completed in the next few weeks, and we will be finally wrapping the roofing project.
Dr. Figueroa, give me 1 second. Go back to the auto mechanics. Go back one. Before your time, I brought the person from Toyota to see this, and he wanted to cry. He says, how can we hire anybody from your program? And I was very embarrassed. Now, forward the look at that. That looks like a dealership.
Yeah.
Awesome job. Thank you so much for everybody that was involved, because now I'm proud to say, come and see this. So, thank you.
Dr.
Thank you.
Figueroa, what
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
warranty on this floor?
It's a 5-year warranty, ma'am.
So in the end of 5 years, we may have to replace it.
Yes.
Okay.
Beauty's expensive.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
And the last pictures that I have is the Oliveira Student Service. We are in process of getting furniture starting December 1st. The first shipment will start arriving and we'll start installing it. So within the next couple of months, we'll probably see it fully furnished and available for our students when they return to campus. Are there any questions for me on any of the projects that we have ongoing?
So when do we get a tour of the Oliveira?
In a few weeks.
In Whenever you're ready, ma'am, we can give you a tour. Like I mentioned, we'll have.
But we want it furnished.
When the furniture's in.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Now, probably be sometime between January and February. We are experiencing some delays on shipments with all this pandemic. But they did promise that they were going to start the first one in December, for the week of December 1st on the cafeteria area. And the rest of the furniture will follow. So I'm expecting that by the end of January, February, around there, we'll have it fully furnished.
Dr. Figueroa, I don't know how you keep everything going because, I mean, you've got many, many irons in different fires.
I have a really good team, ma'am.
Thank you. Item number 12, Policies Committee, and I'll call on Ms. Alejandro to present the item.
The Policy Committee met on Wednesday, November 11, 2020. Present were Mrs. Adela Garza, Dr. Tony Zabaleta, President Rodriguez, myself, and members of the TSC Administration and College Legal Counsel. The committee discussed the following items. 12A, consideration and possible action on approval of local policies, DIAA local, freedom from discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, sex and sexual violence, and FFDA local, freedom from discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, sex and sexual violence. At this time, I'll call on Judge Recio and Dr. Eugene Connors.
Mr. Connors, will you take the helm, please?
Thank you, Judge.
Hi, Judge. How you doing?
Okay, just fine. Thank you.
These policies were recommended by TASB as a result of some of the changes made in the Department of Education under the Trump administration to revise the reporting procedures for sexual assault and sexual harassment on college campuses. The TASB attorneys have done a very good job recommending changes. Both the judge and I have been through these policies very closely. We've also shared them with both legal counsels, and we all agree that they should be adopted. We're still in the process of revising some of our procedures to comply. So we may be coming back to you in a few months to change some minor things. But right now, we do recommend that the policies be adopted as shown.
Thank you so much. So, Madam Chair, I recommend that we approve local policies DIAA local, freedom from discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, sex and sexual violence, and FFDA local, freedom from discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, sex and sexual violence as presented.
Is that your motion? Is that your motion?
Yes.
Motion by Ms. Alejandro, second by Mr. Herrera. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
This concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Okay. Okay, item 13, consideration and possible action on election of officers of the Board of Trustees, chairs, vice chair, and secretary. And I'm going to open the floor for nominations, but I'm going to take the lead and nominate and make my motion to nominate Mr. Ruben Herrera as chair, Dr. Tony Zabaleta as vice chair, and Ms. Eva Alejandro as secretary. And are there any other nominations? With that, I'll
Need a second.
Okay.
I second that.
Okay, I have a second by Ms. Science. Any other nominations? With that, I'll close the floor and I'll take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. And I end my tenure, but I want to thank the board. I want to thank every single one of you because my job was easy. Mr. President, it was a pleasure being your chair. I'm just moving chairs, but I will be here. I know that Mr. Herrera will do a really good job. He loves TSC, and I think that is the first ingredient to doing something well on the board. We all love TSC, but he's got a passion. He's different, but very passionate about his love, and I'm happy that he's taking the chairmanship. Dr. Zavaleta, you're his backup. So,
Not a problem.
okay, and Eva, you get to sign checks. With that, thank you very much. Mr. Herrera?
Have to move now?
No, because we'll move at the
Yeah.
regular
Yeah.
meeting. Uh-huh.
Thank you.
This is humbling, and I want to thank everyone. I get to be the referee, and I will try to fill the shoes that Ms. Garza left, which is going to be hard. I want to thank Ms. Garza for her service, and I want to thank everyone on this board for the trust you have conceded upon me. With that said, the last item would be
Item 14.
item 14, and I'm trying to find it.
Turn the page.
There's no 14 online. Consideration and possible action to have committee meetings open to the public and all board members to attend for transparency. I'll call on Mr. De Leon to present the item.
Good evening, fellow colleagues. So I've served this board for 2.5 years, and I've been pushing for transparency when it comes to committee meetings. And during these troubling times in what the city is going through, I feel that, having these committees open to the public and posting them is very essential. I think allowing people from the community, because we are put here by the people, and that we should show transparency when it comes to any item that is coming to the board for an action item. So I've been pushing for this, and my purpose of putting this item here is to ask for your support in opening these meetings to offer the opportunity for every single one of us. And it's not a mandatory meeting. If you can make it for whatever particular reasons, we understand it's only, the meeting is held for everyone to attend who can attend. And, in this process, we show more a transparency towards, the things that we do at TSC. So I don't know if any of you would agree that that's, at this point, is very important. So I make a motion, but it's really not up to me now. So if anybody else wants to say a few words about how you all feel about, having these meetings, and sharing my views.
I would like to.
Excuse me.
Oh, excuse me?
We have a motion?
We have a motion. Is there a second for Mr.?
I second.
Okay, now discussion. Go ahead.
JJ, I checked, I support you completely with the concept of transparency. And I've been on the board 4 years now, and it's always been my position that everything we do needs to be completely transparent. Now, I created these committees 4 years ago, because when Ruben and I came on the board, there were no committees. The board was completely shut out of any activity at all. I checked with our attorneys today, and they assure me that those subcommittee meetings are totally open to the public. Any member of the community that wants to attend a subcommittee meeting is welcome to do that. Now, the statement would be made, well, they don't know when they're going to be. Well, get on the internet, make a phone call, make a little effort, but then come to the meeting. Now, on the second point, so I think they are open. Maybe we need to do a little bit more to announce when they're going to be. I accept that. Now, as far as board members are concerned, we cannot have a quorum. We cannot have 4 or more board meeting members at a meeting. We cannot. And that's why we've had 2 members on the committee, and then usually Madam Chair and now Mr. Chair was welcome always to attend, and that's 3, but never 4. In fact, I remember several occasions when we had to ask somebody to leave because there were 4 members. So that's the position that I think we need to take into consideration.
And Dr. Zabaleta, I also checked with legal, and I know that the practice, like you said, it wasn't here when you came and you started the committee meetings.
Right.
And when I checked with legal, you can have committee meetings open and posted, so everybody is informed.
You could.
So I just wouldn't see the problem why we couldn't do it.
Ms. Garza?
You could.
Yes. It's different from over here. I can speak now. Yes, you can have 4 meetings, but that limits, you can have 4 members, but that limits, it's like having 7 board meetings. If we're gonna do that, we might as well have the whole board. Because what you're saying is, okay, so we open it to the public, it becomes a board meeting because we're gonna have a quorum. So do we want 6 or 7 board meetings a month? I don't. Plus, also, all of us are professionals, and I think I'm the freer one of everybody. It has worked really well because if Ms. Alejandro's not feeling well, can you wait 10, 15 minutes for me? If Mr. Herrera is running late, in court, we don't have to start at the same time. The other board member is always willing to compromise and wait. So that's the advantage of not having the committees posted and strict. We're limited to what we can do. Also, I think for the staff and for the president, this is a practice run for them, and they present, and I have trouble with transparency. The college doesn't do anything hiding. Everything is out in the open. They bring us everything to the committee meetings, everything. So we are transparent. So it has worked really well as of to now. I have no desire to change it. And I know where you're coming from because that's the way BISD does it. But we're a different institution and we're a different board, and we are a different president, and it has worked really well. The committees work really well. I think staff gets their juices going. They present, we question them, and I have no desire to change.
Well, let me just say something to that. So I've been a board member here for 2.5 years. I sit in this board, and I have not once have known how many committee meetings you all have a month, because I don't know. I'm not privileged to that information. Second of all, the excuses that I would get for the past 2.5 years was, well, some individuals in this board, work, or their schedule is very different and we have to accommodate them. Well, I also work. And when I chose to become a board member into this institution, I took the responsibility to serve this institution. And I work for this institution. This institution doesn't work for me. So I think that transparency is very important, because I'm telling you, I personally have never been invited to any of these committee meetings because I'm not allowed.
No, sir.
And so I see the problem that it would be to open these meetings up for anybody that wants to come from this board to attend these meetings. And I can assure you that if these committee meetings are put up and open to the public, and we can have, more than 4 members come to these meetings, I personally would step out of my job, ask for permission, and attend these meetings, because I want to be more informed than what I have been for the past 2.5 years.
I have a question. JJ's saying that he talked to legal, and Tony's saying he talked to legal. So where do we stand with legal?
You go first, I'll go second.
It's up to the board. The board can have committee meetings. They can not have committees. What's the most important thing for you to understand is what the committee's function is and how far they can go. and you have a very short policy about that. And then what the committee brings to the board and the board's action on that. That's the very important distinction between committees and board action. If the board, I think this discussion is phenomenally good, and here's why. The board gets to decide what you want to do. Do you want to have committees? What committees do you want to have? And what they're going to look at, and how you deal with your administration to get you all the information that you can possibly want to make that decision. The board will, or the committee will make a recommendation to the board, but the board has to be very clear that you need to look at all of the information from the committee, because you cannot sit there and try to rubber stamp or get into the habit of rubber stamping what the committee recommends. You must, regardless, look at everything and make your own decision. I think I told one of you that whatever you want to do, then Mr. Peña and I, along with administration, can make that happen. So this discussion is very good. Perhaps a workshop or a series of small workshops would be good, so y'all can get really talk about these things, decide what you want to do. Whatever you want to do, we can make it happen. Thank you.
There are really two issues involved here. I think what Mr. De Leon is bringing out, his issue of transparency, which I think every single member on this board doesn't have a problem with, nor does the administration. The issue that would arise is if you have your committee meeting and you have a quorum, then that has to be posted. You have to have that 72-hour window. And if you end up with a quorum and you haven't posted it, then the committee has to recess and adjourn until you get it posted. So that's the only thing. Now, live streaming committee meetings, I'm sure just as we do our meetings here, that's probably not a problem if you keep it in the same and the same format that you currently have, where you have 2 or 3 members. That won't be a problem because we don't need to post. And we will have the flexibility that Ms. Garza was saying. If somebody's running late or has a problem, we don't have to start it on time. That's the flexibility. On the other hand, if we stream it, the issue of transparency comes through loud and clear. We are live streaming it. And if there's a delay, somebody comes on and says, we're delaying the start of this committee meeting for 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, or we're postponing or whatever. So you can kind of have it both ways, but I agree with Frank. I think a workshop would really be good in order for both Frank and I to be able to hammer it out so that we get precisely what it is the board is wanting to do. And that's what we do. We're at your service.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we table this item and have some workshops, because we have a new board member and she's going, what do I do? You know, we all want to do the right thing, and we want Mr. Leon to feel comfortable. And I think we should table it and come back and have a series of, or a workshop.
There is a motion on the floor and there is a second.
Yes.
Unless Mr. De Leon wants to withdraw his motion, we'll take a vote.
Want to say anything to that?
I just want to clarify. When you say open meetings, does this mean any board member, or you want to open it to the public?
No, any board member. No, it would be open because they would have to post them because it would be considered a quorum. We have them 4. No.
I understand. Now I understand. But yeah, Dr. Zavaleta and I are on 2 committees together, and I know that Ms. Cardenas always calls like Madam, like Ms. Garza was saying, and so we try to work out schedules between us. So that's very convenient when I work and when I don't work, and so that's convenient. But if you know,
If I may, I've been working this committees for 4 years, 3.5 years, and nothing, absolutely nothing that is discussed in a committee is kept from the board meeting. Everything you see here went through a committee. So transparency is right here. The public has it here. The public saw the numbers. The public saw the grants coming in. The public saw everything that is going on. We're talking transparency. This is transparency. We have an open board meeting for anyone come and talk to us, for us to discuss in open everything that is discussed in committee. So I am of the opinion that if we want to have 7 board meetings, some of us have the luxury of having permission to come and attend these meetings. Not all of us can. I can't. I have judges to attend to, and I have a job. And my job does not allow me to come and say, you know what, I'm going to go to this committee meeting. I can't. The reason for the committee meetings is to iron things out so we can present everything openly to the board and to the public.
You know, I need to comment on something. There has been several occasions in the 2.5 years that I have been here where I don't even get a package, Mr. Herrera. I mean, I don't get time to review. Those meetings that I have been absent is because I get a package at the day of the meeting. So how can you sit here and tell me that there is transparency when I myself have had an issue knowing exactly what's on the board agenda?
Mr. De Leon?
Wait a minute. I call the question.
There is a motion on the floor, and there's a second. All those in favor of Mr. De Leon's proposal signify by saying aye.
So we're voting?
Yes.
Yeah. Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying aye.
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 So what happened to those 2 ladies?
Still
Did you all vote?
No,
No.
I'm still.
I would like the workshops. I would like the workshop.
Okay. Now,
Well, let me take a count. No, no, no,
No.
no. The noes have it. Item fails. Next item on the agenda is executive session.
Mr. Chair, there was a second motion by Adela. I want to take that on the workshop.
We couldn't have it
We couldn't.
because it's moot now.
Yes, sir.
we voted.
Item 15, executive session. Board will now convene an executive session as provided by Government Code, Chapter 551.071. Now reconvene from executive session. It is 8:20. Are there any motions from the executive session?
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion. I move that we accept the salary schedule as recommended by administration.
I believe,
Excuse me, it's not a salary schedule. It's a name, a
Name
title change.
To the salary schedule. So
The salary stays the same.
It's a title change.
Title change.
to the salary.
Okay, do I need to change, who wrote this? Then I need to change the motion?
That's the
Add
salary.
what trustee Alejandro said. That it'll be a title change to the salary schedule.
Title change.
Madam
Oh.
Ex-Chair, would you like to amend your motion?
Let me remake my motion. Did I read it wrong?
No, you didn't read it wrong.
I move that we accept the salary schedule as recommended by administration. That's what I read.
That's what you read.
Uh-huh.
Frank wrote it wrong.
Okay, so what is my motion supposed to be?
That, the salary schedule to the
Job description. as
job
presented.
description.
To the job
Job
description
title.
and job title as recommended by administration.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next item is item 17. And item 17 is the announcement of proposed meeting dates. We have a proposed meeting date of this coming Monday for a special called meeting. And Thursday, December 17th at 5:30. That is up in the air, so we will come back and revisit this. The board will receive notice from administration and from the board. Having no other meetings, is there any motion to adjourn the meeting?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Meeting is over.